Hello and welcome to Tech Tuesday. My name is Abbie Ritchie. I'm the founder of Senior Savvy, and every Tuesday you can find me right here connecting and talking with people who are engaged and involved in age tech so that we can make your lives as a senior living operator easier. Before I introduce my guests today, I want to go ahead and run the intro. Welcome back. Today, we're talking about the world's first smart walker. The reason we're doing this is because I see so many products and innovations and things that people email me and say, you know what, you got to take a look at this. It's really cool, or I want to talk about this. And I will tell you straight up, there's a lot that is not innovative. I've seen it before, but this smart walker is something brand new. It is the world's first smart walker. And being that I spend a lot of time at various communities, I see walkers everywhere. I've helped my clients get in and out of cars. I've helped them navigate down narrow walkways, and I've seen the various struggles. And I think that this product, Camino, the world's first smart walker, is amazing. And I've got to share this with you. So let's go ahead and invite our guests. We've got Jeff Jones. He is from Camino. Welcome to the show, Jeff.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, hello. And I also have other guests. We've got Charlene Green and Verna Chisholm. So Charlene is going to talk. Oh, hi. And Charlene is going to talk on the wellness and the health aspects. And Verna, you're going to talk on the overall wellness of Camino. Yeah?
Yes, absolutely.
Great. Before we get started, though, Jeff, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about what you do with Camino, please.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff Jones, and you may tell from my accent I'm British and over in the UK at the moment. Camino was set up about 3 years ago by a friend of mine, Duncan Orrell Jones. His father had suffered from Parkinson's for 25 years, and Duncan was frustrated by the quality of some of the hardware that he had to deal with. And it inspired him to create Camino, with the world's first smart walker. It has power, which could be a radically dangerous thing, but it's all controlled by algorithms, which mean that people just have to walk, and Camino walks with you. But having put the power into it, and the intelligence into it, we realized there was an opportunity to really create a whole care platform based around the power of gait. So look forward to telling you more about that.
Wonderful, thank you. And Charlene, please introduce yourself and tell us how Camino can help the overall wellness at a community for a resident.
Hi, I'm Charlene Green, and I am a corrective exercise specialist. I've been working with the older adult population for 20 plus years in many different roles. But I think one of the main things that Camino can help with, and why I'm excited about it, is that it can keep people moving for longer. So movement really is, I know it's Camino, this is kind of one of their mottos, is movement is magic, but it really is. I think movement is one of the main determinants for aging well. And there's creating kind of regular physical activity is one of the most important things you can do for your health, for your brain, for your body. So that's why I'm excited in these innovations and how they can keep us moving for longer with that motor assist and different functions. Postural kind of alignment is really important. And when it comes to Camino, we can set it up so you won't have that rounded forward posture. And so there are so many great things about Camino that I'm excited mostly about the aspect of keeping people moving well for a longer period of time. So.
Absolutely. And Verna, welcome to Tech Tuesday. I'm thrilled that you're here. Verna, go ahead and please and tell us how you're able to introduce Camino and for its wellness aspect.
Well, to dovetail on what Charlene has just expressed, there is no question that the opportunity for movement throughout every day, throughout your ADLs, is imperative to your overall health, well-being, and quality of life. But you want to keep them engaged, and I think that that's going to be a huge aspect, giving them the independence, the confidence to really stay engaged with all of their communities and all of the activities and programming within a community really gives them that opportunity. They don't have to hesitate. They won't be insecure about leaving their units and going to dinner, enjoying the theater in so many aspects. So it is a true blessing and an opportunity for the residents to engage and stay very active.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Jeff, will you please tell us, and maybe you can show us a picture or something like that, about the various features that are available in Camino?
Sure. So at one level, Camino is a great consumer device. It's got a lot of features to help people move more, move better. Examples include forward-facing lights. 54% of falls happen at night amongst the elderly. So we put lights on it. Not such a problem in retirement communities, but certainly when people are out and about, they can struggle to get narrow access with their device. So we have a narrow access mode. And then oftentimes people are have their walker taken away, for example, when they're at restaurants, or we've all been to communities where there is a sea of walkers outside the restaurants there. Camino folds down very quickly and easily into a cabin baggage sized unit. So it's great to just park next to you under the restaurant table and have immediate access to it when you need it. So that's one layer, is that sort of physical set of benefits. We could package that and describe it as looking very stylish. It's very smart, but it's very simple to use. The next layer of benefit we have is we have two rear-facing cameras in the bottom of the device that are looking at the lower half of the body. And they enable us to track, using AI computer vision, we're able to track 22 different gait metrics every step people take through the day and through the year. And
let me ask you a question. Let me interrupt you for a second and ask a question about the gait wellness and why this is so imperative to someone who's aging and someone who's also recovering.
Right.
Sure. So gait is described as the sixth vital sign in geriatrics. It can be used, and we're talking with professors who are using it to differentiate between different types of dementia. We believe we may be able to detect the early onset of other conditions such as UTIs before any major symptoms shown.
And you can detect that by the gait or by the amount of usage? Yeah.
We believe so. That's something probably for 2024, but it's certainly on our horizon. Mm-hmm. What we'll be able to do, in fact, we are doing right now, is we have a stability index. So this is tracking how people are walking, and if the quality of their walk starts to drop away, we can give them a nudge to suggest they sit down, take a rest, check if they've taken meds, had a drink.
So you mentioned you give them a nudge. Is that through an app?
Yes. So we have a companion app that's for the end walker user, and then we also have an app that will provide feedback and insight to family, carers, and clinicians. And we envisage in 2024 we could have a scenario where there's a digital interface for the wellness team in a retirement community where they could have purview over a whole community of people who are using Camino.
So let's talk about that data for a moment, because I happen to believe that data and the interpretation and analysis of data is a key component here, and something that we know that AI is collecting data constantly. What do you anticipate that data being able to do inside of a community?
Well, first of all, we can currently people have their gait checked perhaps for 20 minutes in a laboratory setting once a year or once every 6 months. We can suddenly start to track that the whole time. So again, we can signal to wellness teams that there's been a step change. Sorry, our conversation will be full of Camino walk puns, but a step change in how that person's moving, and give feedback and alerts to the carers. If people are given a home exercise plan or encouraged to walk in a certain way, then we can start to track that and give people nudges during the day on how they're walking, and to help them improve the symmetry of their walking, the height of their step, or whatever their PT and other carers and clinicians believe they should be focusing on.
Right, right. It gives them the opportunity to create customized solutions. They take all that data and they deploy it, and then they can devise customized solutions, such as with therapy or through exercise, as Charlene has expressed. So taking that data, it is a key factor. It's also a key in the factor of challenging all of the competitiveness that we are having, the competitions between all the communities across the country. This technology can really facilitate that and stay very competitive and show that you are deploying some very advanced information.
That's fascinating to know about. I want to also talk about, and Jeff, if you can show us a picture, please go ahead and do that, because I think sometimes a picture is just invaluable.
I don't know if I can share my screen. Share my screen. There we go. Share screen. There we go. Got it going.
I'd love for people to be able to see how streamlined it is, and when you talk about the narrow mode, what that looks like.
Yeah, let me go. Okay.
While he's pulling that up, we were at a community, and one of the first people that came up to us of a staff member was the transportation driver. And he was so impressed with that particular, with Camino, saying, this is going to really help me facilitate getting more walkers within our bus and our transportation, so more residents can travel and go to the events. So that was a pure validation right there.
Wonderful. Yeah, I know firsthand that I've helped clients, get from places before, and having to transport that and having to like pick it up, collapse it down, move it into the car is so awkward. But go ahead and show us right now, Jeff, if you would.
So I hope you can see my screen is sharing there. So here's the Camino. We've made it something that people are proud to use and that their grandchildren will think are cool. Made with anodized aluminium, carbon fiber. So it's incredibly strong, yet it's, for considering the amount of technology in it, it's very easy to use.
I'm sure people are wondering about how much is it anticipated to weigh?
So we're targeting 19 pounds weight. So it is a little heavier than some other devices, but it's got power. So it's got a battery, it's got motors, and it's got a computer. However, the benefits of this is that power makes it near weightless to push up a hill, and going down a hill, it automatically applies brakes. So although it is 19 pounds, or it does have, it is very, very mobile. People immediately feel that they can walk tall with it, and they can concentrate more on their walking rather than pushing a heavy device along.
Right. And weight-wise, how does it compare with what's out there right now?
It's a couple of pounds heavier than most walkers. There are some very light walkers, but it's, as I say, to actually use, it feels very light. And then if you were folding it up to put it in the trunk of a car or somewhere else, it folds up into an incredibly compact mode. So you can see here. Oh,
yeah, see if you can show us what that looks like when it there you go, in narrow mode. So in this mode, then you could go down an aisle in a theater, right?
Yep,
Or an airplane when it's in this narrow mode, right?
exactly. Yes. So the narrow mode, it still gives you a good level of support. It's not something we would encourage people to use all the time, but it does help you stay supported in narrow access situations, potentially when you're accessing a restroom in a restaurant, or visiting a private home. And then it comes with a whole set of accessories, including a seat back, a basket, and a cane carrier, etc. And yeah, there's a lot of technology embedded in the device.
Yeah, I see that.
But this is all the sort of technology that's been out there, but nobody's ever really pulled it together into a walker. We often joke that there's more technology gone into the tennis ball on the bottom of the walker than has gone into the walker over the last few decades.
That's funny. I noticed that too. There's so much built in here with Wi-Fi, with Bluetooth, with the 2 cameras. Do you have a close-up of those cameras that you can share with us?
Yes.
There you go. So the positioning of those, that's down by the knees. Is that right?
Yes, it's down by the knees in the bracket. But they're very strong fisheye lenses, so it catches the lower half of the body. It starts recording once people have taken a few steps, and then the system translates that video image into a set of data, and then the video in the consumer device, the video will be discarded. It can be retained if a clinician wants to see it, and the end user wants to give permission to people to share it. And we've also we're accessing the various electronic medical record systems, so we don't need to have another different app or dashboard. We can feed the information straight through to your existing EMR and store it all there.
Does it have an Apple Watch integration or an Apple Health?
It integrates to Apple Health through our app. We currently don't have features around the Apple Watch itself, but we do have an Apple app. That's maybe something for the future.
Charlene or Verna, I'm curious. So who in your mind is exactly the right user for Camino?
Go ahead, Charlene. I'll go next.
Well, to me, I think there is honestly a broad range of people who can really benefit from this. There are those who are in the process of dealing or managing with Parkinson's disease can really benefit from this. Someone who has limited mobility, maybe after a surgery where they're rehabbing, can definitely utilize this to help with that process. Anybody with a walker can benefit. And one of the things to spotlight too about that narrow mode is it helps you in a parking lot get between the cars. So even getting from your car to a restaurant, it's going to help you with.
I know exactly what you're talking about, because I've helped people get in and out of the car, and it's so hard to wedge that a big traditional clunky walker in between, and oftentimes people have to like hold on to the side until you can get away from the car that's parked next to you.
Right.
And honestly, you just pull up, it comes down into this narrow mode, and you're ready to go. It takes one hand to lift it up. So I think that there are many people who can benefit in many walks of life. I think about, I have a family member who was in her 50s who just had knee replacement surgery last year. And I wish that this would have been ready for her, because this is a machine that can be utilized not only for those with limited mobility that is chronic, but for those who are just recovering from injury, illness. Those in communities can really benefit, as well as those who are living by themselves on their own. So there's a lot of different applications.
Very true.
And then we also have a Camino Pro version, which can be used within a wellness center to be part of a regular assessment of community members and provide a set of tests that we can then process through our AI and provide data back. So it can, as well as being an end consumer device, we can have it embedded in a wellness center or a PT.
I want to ask, excuse me, I want to ask Verna a question about the best type of community that would benefit the most from having this device.
I think it's every type of community, because every resident can benefit, especially those that have had, unfortunate, the experience of a fall. They lose their confidence. They lose the ability to feel independent because they're afraid of falling again. So having a device such as Camino can give them that security and give them the ability to feel like they are independent. They can still go on with their daily lives as they have in every segment of care, independent all the way through skilled. This is a vital asset. The data can provide so many analytics that can really benefit not only those in therapy, but as the future progresses, giving that information back to the residents so they can see how they're progressing throughout the day or throughout the weeks as they're going either prior or during therapy and after, so that they can continue to stay vital.
I think it was Jeff, you mentioned something earlier about it giving you a little boost. And so when I heard that, I was thinking, for someone who wants to be exercising more, or maybe even wants to take a walk where there's a slight incline,
right?
Would this benefit someone who is in that situation?
Absolutely. And I think so it automatically kicks in with a gentle boost as you walk uphill and gentle braking as you're walking downhill. So effectively, the walker just has to ambulate themselves and not worry about pushing a heavy device up or down a hill. And that enables people to walk further. And we know that there's significant health benefits from people walking further. We have some data showing that there's a 25% reduction in mortality risk if people can go from 1,000 to 2,000 steps. Now, there's some causality element there and some correlation, but walking further seems to have a significant health benefit, and that's exactly what Camino enables people to do.
So you mentioned about it having this automatic braking, and so what I think of when I'm trying to envision that is that if you were when people let go or they stop the walker, sometimes it rolls on, right, without before you've had a chance to put the brakes on it. How does this work with Camino?
Yeah, that's right. And when we developed Camino, we've had over 1,000 walker users, clinicians, PTs participate in helping us design and develop Camino. And that was one problem we had, is walkers rolling away. So when you take your hands off the Camino, it automatically applies brakes and stops it there. So it'll never roll away. And then as you sit down, it keeps that braking mechanism in. So you never have the scenario where people turn and go to sit down and the walker rolls away from behind them.
I hate that. I hate that idea of that happening.
It's scary when you see that sort of thing happen.
Yeah. And so how are you rolling this out? Where are you right now in the generation of creating more of these walkers?
So we're exciting times. We're attending CES in the beginning of January in Las Vegas. We're there with the AARP as part of the innovation lab community, and following that, we are releasing a small number of walkers into retirement communities in the Phoenix Valley area, both to be tested as a consumer device, but also to embed them in the wellness centers. And we're certainly looking for more partners to work with in that area. And we expect to make them available at larger volumes from late spring this 23.
Great. And there was something else I wanted to ask you about. And I think it was just in terms of the feedback that you've gotten and how that is, and what things are you refining on Camino?
The feedback has been incredibly positive. I mean, we have been working on it now for almost 3.5 years now. So we're been through many iterations, or should I say, Duncan Orrell Jones, the founder, who actually works on building and iterating each generation of Camino. So I think we're really getting to a good final device. And are having great feedback. We have ergonomic handles, the fact that people don't need to pull any brake handles, the device just brakes when they need to stop, and the ability for us to raise and lower the height of the arms very quickly and easily, to adjust for people's the height of people, and help again prevent them having the walker hunch and enabling them to walk tall.
Great. And now I need to ask the Steve Moran question. How much does this cost?
So as a consumer device, we're making it available on a rolling rental basis, which will be $60 per month, including the service wrap and the health tracking benefits. For a limited period only, we are making it available at a discount of 1/3 off at $40 per month. Or it's available to buy. Again, normal price will be $2,999, but we're discounting that to $1,999 for a limited period.
Gotcha. Okay, so as we're wrapping up here, I just want to see if there's anything else you want to share, Verna or Charlene.
Yeah, I think to me, keeping people moving, I know I keep saying this, but this is one of the major determinants of longevity and health span. Some of the really important things that Camino can help with is cognition. So more movement means better brain health, better processing speeds, better ability to learn, less falls. So the more you move, the better your balance, and the less falls that you'll see in your community or with your family and friends, right? If you're a family member of someone who utilizes a walker. There are so many benefits to moving, and I think this is one of the keys. This type of technology and Camino itself can really lead you into a lifestyle, especially when you talk about gamification and things like that. We can have some fun ways to have people move more.
Yeah, you got it. And Verna?
I think along with that is that it really gives the residents the opportunity to experience the life that they want and they deserve. It does keep them active. It does keep them vibrant. But at the same time, as it progresses and we have those analytics that are going to really improve their quality of life and keep that longevity. We all want longevity, but we want healthy longevity.
Yeah.
That's what Camino can provide.
Awesome. Okay, well, Jeff, can you please tell us if someone wants to get in touch with you to find out more information, what's the best way?
Visit our website, caminomobility.com, or send us an email at hello@caminomobility.com. And we're very excited and open to having exploratory conversations.
Great. And Charlene, how can people get in touch with you?
Oh, you're on mute.
They can go to my website, sorry about that, at core-connection.net, or you can email me right there at charlene@core-connection.net. Perfect.
And Verna?
The same through my email. It's Verna at Allure Wellness MS, which stands for the services that we can provide, overall wellness. And that's just Verna at allurewellnessms.com.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you very much for joining us today. And again, with the type of work I do, I see so many products come through come by my email and into my sphere, and this is one that I really think is completely innovative and is going to help your residents live a higher quality of life. So I just want to thank you guys for bringing this to me, and I want to thank you all for joining us. Thank you for your comments today. I always appreciate them. And we will broadcast this again tomorrow. Thank you all for joining us. Have a wonderful new year, and we'll see you back here next week.